Today we're speaking to Andy, who's got a business that's devilishly difficult. God, this is a difficult business to make some money from. You're making slithers of margins in food and drink distribution. This is actually alcohol-free drinks. I'm going to try my very best. I don't know how. I've got some magic answers on how I would grow this business. I mean, there are a few things. Take a listen. Let's go. Welcome back to the Business Broadcast. I'm James Sinclair. You can follow me on Instagram, James Sinclair Entrepreneur, and JB, where'd they follow you?
They can just follow me at James Burt Official.
There you go, baby. Do send us in your interesting facts or quotes of the week. If you're new to this podcast, we have a feature where we have interesting facts or quotes of the week, and my interesting fact that's coming up in just a moment will be from a dear listener.
Listen, I get about 5 a week now from random people.
Baby. Lovely.
It's very good. We like it when you get in touch. It's nice because podcasts are weird, right? Like when I used to do radio, you'd get an instant feedback loop like, hey, choose a song, and someone would go, hey, can I have this song? You're like, oh, that's nice. Whereas with it, isn't it mad that like hundreds of thousands of people consume some of this content each month, but we never see the reaction to it live in real time?
And maybe we could do some live episodes. We've been talking about that.
We should do some live streams. We should do some live streams. We should do some panel shows. We've got producer Stevie with us again.
Hi, guys.
Anything else you think we should do for this podcast? Because you obviously you are behind the scenes doing the editing normally. Is there anything you sit and go, why are you doing that again, you idiots? You need to do more of this. Come on, exec produce.
No, I like it how it is.
There we go. Thank you. Well done, Stevie.
Great answer.
I love the positivity of Stevie over Chuds.
Yeah, isn't it nice?
Chuds is in Croatia, by the way, doing some content over there.
Being an influencer.
Hey, what are we talking about on the pod today? Who's the big guest?
I tell you what, I'm excited for this conversation because this is a man after my own heart. The guest today is Andy Me, and he runs a company called alcoholfreedrinks.co.uk. Guess what they do?
Alcohol-free drinks.
Absolutely. Great branding and wicked from an SEO perspective.
In
the UK, absolutely. He's been going 3 to 4 years. His estimated monthly revenue is 12 to 20,000 squid of revenues per month. He has got one team member. He's got some challenges though. Challenge number 1. Dun, dun, dun. Breaking the cartel of established drinks distributors. Sounds very dramatic, doesn't it? I don't know what that means. Sell some more stuff.
What do you think to that?
Hey?
How would you deal with that?
How would I deal with that?
After listening, what do you think I'm going to say?
Well, do you know, there's 2 ways you could do this, Andy. If this is my business, I'm just going to stop you there, Andy. If this is my business, what I'll be doing is I'll be buying in an existing business. You need clicks and bricks. You need trucks and lucks. That's what you need in this game. If you ain't got distribution, you ain't got diddly. That's what I would say, James Sinclair's.
And that's the end of the podcast because that's pretty much, I mean, what I would do is buy a food services business of sorts and then add in what he's doing there because, hey, look, we're in a hotel right now.
We are.
We're in a hotel. I own this hotel. I buy my drinks from a broad service drink supplier.
Do you not supply your own drinks?
No, not here. No, because we buy our alcohol more regularly from, I mean, we are buying in pallets of drinks at Cafe Deli Wholesale, but we buy from our beer keg supplier, and if we buy any alcohol-free stuff, we get it from them because it's convenient. And listen, look, business is about price, range, and convenience. They're the 3 things that make a consumer tick. If you make it inconvenient for them to buy, or buying from someone, why do we all buy from Amazon? Just press the button. You know it's
even if
arrive.
It's more expensive.
Yeah, convenience is the thing, and then price has got to be good, and you've got to have the range. And sometimes it's inconvenient to go, I'm going to buy from 10 different suppliers. It's not about being a cartel. It's about where the convenience is. No one thought Amazon were going to beat Walmart. Well, they did because they became more convenient. They have a bigger range, and the prices are fair. And, I think it is inconvenient for wholesale people just to buy from lots and lots of independent suppliers. Now, there is an argument for beef and independent desserts and, artisan food suppliers that they can be different because it's only they're the only ones to do it. But he's not creating the drinks. He's a wholesaler of other people's products. You're into a commoditized market.
Well, we're going to cover all that and then some today on the podcast. Second biggest challenge, do I keep up a consumer business or do I just focus on B2B? Third biggest challenge, getting to the decision makers in B2B sales, such as the F&B managers in hotels. Where do you want to be in 1 year's time? We asked our friend Andy today, and he said he wants to be the go-to wholesaler for AF drinks. what does the business look like when it's finished? He said he wants to have a UK-wide distributor. He wants to be a UK-wide distributor of alcohol-free drinks with an exit to someone like Kitwave. Heard of Kitwave?
No.
I've never heard of Kitwave either. Stevie,
Kit
producer
Kat.
Stevie, ever heard of Kitwave?
No.
That is 3 no's from the panel of experts today then. Do you make the profit that you want to make? And if so, what is it? He says no. Well, he says he's done that like sign. What's that sign? Less than.
Oh, fine.
Less than 10K, I think is what he's saying. How do you spend your time day to day in the business? He says sales and admin. And then he's got a bunch of questions that he would like to ask to you.
Difficult this. I mean, you've got to do serious revenues. It's a volume game.
Yeah.
You know, people do not care. This is one of the rare things where if it's coming in the post, service is important, but not as important as price. People say, you pay a little bit more, but you get really good service. Like, I'm sorry, with the products, that people do not care. They don't. You mentioned like with electricity. Yeah, I want to pay more for my electricity because when I ring them up, they've got really lovely people on the phone. No.
Very, very true. Very, very true. Well, we're going to cover this and then some in more detail today on the podcast. But before we get to all the fun bits, we got this. Interesting quote of fact. Why do we do the knock at the door? I've never quite understood that.
You did it by accident one day and we kept it in.
Fine. Here it is again. Interesting quote of fact. Interesting quote of fact. Interesting quote of fact.
It's time for the interesting quote of fact of the week of the week of the week.
Still the best jingle I've ever made in my entire life, and I made it in under 10 minutes.
Yep.
You won't be surprised to know.
There we go. Where are you going? Folk?
Folked?
Quote or fact?
Quote or folked? I am going to go fact.
I'm going quote.
Are you?
And this comes from Go Above and Beyond, who sent it in on the Instagram page, James Sinclair Entrepreneur. She says...
Hold fire. Let's just make sure, because we have a verifier of the quotes now, don't we, to see if the quote is good enough or not. Producer Stevie, let's lock her in. She's locked in.
Here we go. This is Go Above and Beyond. Lady called Laura. Lady? What is going on?
What is happening with you? Right, start again. Take a breather.
This is from Laura. And she says, hi, exclamation mark. She didn't actually spell out exclamation mark. They're the actual exclamation marks. Saw this and loved it, so thought I'd send it in for quote or fact of the week. Let me have a cough. The
entire health.
So I'm going to have some aqua.
No worries. We'll play a jingle in the meantime. Is James Sinclair going to die live on a podcast?
So the Empire...
You might as well go home. What's happening with you?
The entire point of life is to take chances on dreams that seem crazy to most but feel like destiny to you.
Hang on a second. We need... Give it again, because you butchered
The entire point of life is to take chances on dreams that seem crazy to most but feel like destiny to you.
Like destiny to you.
No, I'm going to do it properly now. The entire point of life is to take chances on dreams that seem crazy to most but feel like destiny to you. Laura, it was a fantastic quote, and that's why I got read out on the podcast. Go and check out Go Above and Beyond.
Okay,
above.
I liked it. Listeners at home, did you like it? Let us know in the comments, please. Let's lock in the answer now. Producer Stevie, is that one officially authenticated as a good quote or fact of the week? Or are we having it? We're not having it?
We're having it.
We're having it, guys.
We're having it, yeah.
Congratulations. That's
she also
fantastic.
says, still loving the content and listening to every episode. Thanks again for all your amazing work. Have a fabulous day. Dash Laura.
Oh, thanks for letting me know she put a dash.
Yeah. No kisses. Not from Laura.
No, Laura, she don't like the kisses, but she likes the dashes. Right. I have got a fact. I've got some facts. I can either confirm or deny, but these have come from Google and it's got an AI overview, so therefore double layers of protection, I would say. In the UK, this is all about alcohol-free drinks, of which I am a consumer of them. In the UK, do you drink, Stevie?
Yeah.
Fine.
How often do you drink, Stevie?
Hourly. She's smashed right now.
Would you say you drink something every week?
Yeah.
Every day?
No.
Every other day?
Depends how I feel.
Days that end with day.
Like dinner, our house would have like a glass of wine with dinner.
I like that as a concept.
Yeah.
It's very like...
I'm not like going out and drinking or any like...
So you're a younger consumer. You are how old? 23, 24?
24.
You're 24 years old. You can't ask people that these days. The woke community go mad. But she's 24.
No, you're allowed to ask.
Fine.
Oh my God, people!
Careful what you say.
You can.
You're a man with wielding extreme power these days.
If you can't ask how old people are, how much do you weigh?
How young are you and how much do you weigh? Right. But I think this is very interesting because younger consumers are just not drinking like they used to, I don't think.
Well, that I think is a misconceived fact because I saw a graph on LinkedIn that's showing that actually people, we put this on the pod, didn't we, a few weeks ago?
Did we?
That actually, where was you? Obviously,
was I here for that?
In your Gucci shop buying more clothes. No, it's actually alcohol is still being drunk and it is still on the rise.
Is it really?
But we don't know if people are doing like what Stevie is doing, drinking at home rather than going to establishments. We're doing well at our pub. People are still definitely buying alcohol.
Does it do well all the time?
Yeah, very consistent.
Do you think that's a moat around the business kind of company though? Because it's
I
wouldn't go.
So I wouldn't go and yes, establishment is definitely a moat, but I would not go and open a chain of pubs. We sort of inherited this on the side of our hotel.
So when you were looking at this, was this a plus or a minus that it had a pub?
Well, from a P&L point of view, it's definitely a plus. And if people are staying here, they like to go and get a drink.
Fine. In the UK, about 1 in 5 people report not drinking alcohol at all. Specifically, the figures are 19% in England, 23% in Northern Ireland, 22% in Scotland, and 70% in Wales. So I've done all the accents there for you combined. I hope you enjoyed that. A recent survey also indicates that nearly half, 43%, of young adults aged 18 to 34 are choosing to be alcohol-free. And 1 in 3, 32%, middle-aged Britons are also opting out of alcohol.
Do you have a big problem with these survey things?
You can ask a question in a way that you want to get the answer that you're asked.
There is also that. But it's so minute, the amount of people that have been asked. We've got 70 million people, and what have they asked? 2,000?
We surveyed 3 people, and they said none of them like alcohol.
And the other thing is, who bloody goes in for all these surveys? I mean, how many surveys do you go into, Stevie?
She's drinking on the daily and she's always on surveys. That's the two things in there.
Drinking and surveys.
Drinking and surveys, she absolutely loves it. But I think that's quite interesting. The difference there of 43%.
There is an absolute fact, though. Less people do drink.
Yeah.
I'm sure of it.
We
don't drink, do we?
No.
Me and you, we're both teetotal.
I wonder if that's like an alcohol, an age thing.
No. I've never really drunk.
I used to really, really drink, and that's why I don't really drink now.
I do like the feeling of it.
Do you?
Yeah, it just doesn't. It gives me heartburn. Just doesn't agree with me. My body just goes, no, you don't like this.
Yeah.
Stop having it.
You've got enough stresses on you. We don't need this one as well. But there you go. So there's a lot of people who are not drinking alcohol these days. That's what we've got to. It wasn't that interesting a fact or a quote, and it wasn't even that factual, but there you go. Stick that in your cake sandwich.
There we go.
We got time for the whole jingle.
JB?
Yes.
Can I ask you a question?
Please do.
So you drink alcohol-free drinks?
Yes.
Like Peroni Zero?
Yes.
Does it taste then like normal beer? So do you like the taste of beer?
I like the taste of beer, yeah.
So do you drink alcohol-free drinks for the taste?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I do like them. I also like, if you go out, I'll get 2 bottles because you very rarely get it on draft. But if I'll get 2 bottles and then have it in a pint, because I like the whole thing of like having a pint.
Do you?
Yeah,
That's a habit.
Yeah, habit maybe, yeah. I used to love going out.
Can you say that a Peroni Zero tastes better than a cup of tea?
In a certain circumstance, yeah. I think on a hot summer's day.
Well, you think
a Peroni Zero,
beer
yeah.
tastes better than a
Guinness
glass
Zero
of ginger
as well.
ale?
Oh, Guinness, yeah, I think so, yeah. Wow. Yeah, I generally like the taste of it.
Mad.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, right. Shall we get it? We've read everything about what we're talking to today. Have we done that?
I think we've done all that. Haven't we done all that? Yeah, there's a bunch of questions you'd like to ask you. Yeah, that's cool.
Let's get him on the big show.
Let's get him on. Stop calling it the big show.
Where's the big show? We're keeping Steve Wright alive.
No, we should do. Oh. Do you know what would be good? A podcast, just of Steve Wright's best moments. I might just nick all that off the BBC and put that out there. I'll probably get sued. Who cares?
Hey gang, James here. Great news. Business Masterclass is coming back to London. This is my ultimate 2-day event that will grow the profitability and size of your business so that you can have a commercially profitable enterprise that works without you in it. I've run this event before. People absolutely love it. We get rave reviews, and I'd love for you to come along. Imagine 400 business owners in a room serious about growing their business. Imagine the connections you can make. I'll be on stage teaching you all the stuff that I've learned over the last 20 years in 2 days to seriously scale your business up. If you want to find out how to buy companies, raise finance, get customers, and make your teams as profitable as possible, then this is the event for you. Look, it comes with my 100% money back guarantee. You come along to this event, and if at the end of day one you go, do you know what? I haven't got 10 times value out of what I've paid for this. I'll just give you your money back. And there's no sleazy sales on the day. It's just me delivering all the stuff that I know about growing businesses. And I can't wait to meet you. I'll be there. We'll have a little chat with the other 400 people in the room. It's big enough, but intimate enough to really learn the stuff that I know that scales businesses. So get your tickets now before the price goes up. And I'll see you at Business Masterclass to grow your business.
Andy, hello. Welcome to the podcast. How are you, my friend?
Hi, JB. Lovely to speak to you. James and Susie and Stevie. Lovely to speak to you all.
What a fella. I mean, I'm a fan already. By the way, Andy is someone who's had to go out and rescue his daughter from a little car incident. So he's battled through. We had somebody today, Snowflake-itis, had a bit of a headache and couldn't turn up. But Andy, he's gone and dealt with a car crash and he's still here. God love him. Anyway, give us a summary of the alcohol-free drinks company, my friend. Obviously, we talked about it in the intro.
I will do indeed.
On,
yeah,
man.
for sure. Well, James may remember he and I have met a couple of times. I used to be in the indoor soft play business. Yeah, I used to own Kids Play. We came down and looked at your teddies. We met you a couple of times down at the farm, and obviously at a couple of trade shows. So yeah, we had, well, my ex-wife still has sites in Leeds, Harrogate and Shipley. And I've been in sales and marketing all my life, and I would have described myself as a social drinker. And where it went wrong, you might remember, James, 4th of July 2020, when Boris announced that cafes and restaurants could reopen and soft play centres couldn't. And that was when my social drinking then started to escalate quite badly to a point at which I'm not overly proud of the person I became towards the end of 2020. And then my ex-wife gave me an ultimatum. I did the dry January, fell off the wagon in the February, and on the 5th of March 2021, she'd had enough. I describe it as that she'd taken me to the edge of the cliff so many times. 5th of March 2021, she let go. And that's the last night I had alcohol. And so going back a little bit to kind of what JB was just talking about, for me, it's all about choice. I'm not anti-alcohol. Have at it. Do whatever you want to do. The fact that alcohol is a poisonous carcinogenic substance classified by the World Health Authority in the same vein as asbestos, have at it. Drink whatever you want to drink. My issue is choice. And going back to what JB just said about a pint, my issue was there wasn't enough choice. And the whole reason the company started, I went out for my first curry post-lockdown in the May of 21. And I said to the guy, look, I'm alcohol free. What have you got? He said, sparkling water, orange juice, or Diet Coke. And I said, look, I'm 58 years old. I've been drinking since I was 14, and I've been eating curries pretty much the same time. None of those three flavours go with the chicken madras. So I asked him.
He's right. He is right. It doesn't. As a man who doesn't drink, you're fuming if that's all you got.
Well, exactly. And so many other examples, JB, that you can pull on from being sober. So I started initially as a B2C business. I started doing food and drink festivals and have an online presence at alcoholfreedrinks.co.uk. But very quickly realised the gap in the market was B2B wholesale. So pretty much refocused in the November of 21. And I now have over 300 SKUs in my books. I have 35 different beers on draft. I import wine from France in both 75 and 20 cl bottles. I'm the only distributor in the UK who's got a full range of 20 cl bottles of wine. I'm UK brand ambassador for a company called Spirits of Virtue, who have whiskies, gins, bourbons, all that kind of stuff. The movement for alcohol free is on a massive curve, but I still think we're only at the bottom of the hockey stick with it. One of the things that will change, you were talking about Gen Z, JB, and absolutely the stats are there. And also when you can get it on draft, one of my best pubs in Manchester has a tap that in fact, they have 2 taps of AF beer on all the time. And I'm supplying them probably 15 kegs a month now. And they're in the student quarter of Manchester, and they're really seeing the growth of flexi drinking, where young people, maybe Stevie at 24, you might go out, you might have one full strength and then go on to a couple of AFs. Because your question earlier, Stevie, about does it taste the same? It tastes phenomenal when you can taste it on draft. It's an absolute game changer to have a pint that's been poured from a tap, from a keg. It's just a game changer. And there's a lot of different independent producers of alcohol free. You've got people who are the UK's only independent, not that far from you in East London, fabulous brewery called Nirvana Brewery, and their Hellas lager, I would defy anybody to take it. In fact, I do blind tastings sometimes and get people to taste it and to go, wow, that's phenomenal.
And then the feeling of being tipsy or drunk from it, do they?
There is a bit of a placebo effect when I do a tasting. I sometimes do tasting evenings. I did one at a community centre a couple of weeks ago, in fact, and did about a flight of 20 different things, starting through beers, ciders, going on to spirits and wines and cocktails. And the people going, wow, I almost feel drunk, because there is a placebo effect. But it's so much better for you. The thing that will really start to get people to understand the downsides of alcohol is the cancer warning labels. Ireland is going first on the 26th of May 2026 with cancer warning labels. The watered down health initiative that was announced a couple of weeks ago, following on from the much stronger health initiatives that were announced prior to Donald Trump's tariffs, they are saying that they really are going to look at warning labels on alcohol, even for England. Scotland have already got the wheels in motion, and I think once Ireland goes, you'll start to see it across the rest of Europe. Certainly, Scandinavia are going to be doing it.
Okay, right. Well, let's crack on with the usual format. So your biggest challenge is breaking up the cartel of established drinks distributors. Yeah. What do you mean by that? Well,
so one of the biggest drinks distributors in this country is a company called Matthew Clark. Matthew Clark's owned by C&C, and C&C's owned by Diageo. So going back to your point earlier, James, about your hotel and it's easier to buy from one place, what you won't get is choice. And choice, by choice, I mean choices other than Blue Label product. And Blue Label is the name that we give to big drinks industry. And look, I'm not here to knock big drinks industry as a whole. You mentioned Heineken, Guinness Zero. I mean, what they're doing to normalise the drinking of alcohol-free is phenomenal. And even Heineken sponsoring all over Formula One and all over the Euros and stuff like that. But big drinks define what will mainly be served. And it's the same in the alcohol world, your pints of Stella and your Madries and so on and so on. It's because from brewery through to pub tap, it's all pretty much enclosed in, I say cartel and probably shouldn't, because there's probably some lawyer who'll probably come after me, but it's just very, very hard. And then you've got the pub chains. You've got the likes of Stonegate, 4,600 pubs in this country, and breaking into something like that is particularly difficult. And I have a few pub chains up here in the north that I service, but the bigger ones, they're the ones who can make the difference.
No, they absolutely can. But getting into them is all about power of distribution. That's what they care about first of all.
Yeah.
They care about price, range, convenience. Distribution is part of the convenience, and that's nearly every business. I had this with my ice cream business. I really couldn't break into people. We had a strong brand that was 100 years old, known locally, and we had to distribute it ourselves. I found it near enough impossible, and that's why I bought Cafe Deli Wholesale. I think anyone that wants to do this should be thinking about distribution first and products second. And I just do, because I know lots of food and beverage entrepreneurs that, have got great products, but distribution is what stops them from growing. Yeah, I mean, you can have a niche product.
That's what I'm trying to become. I am the distribution.
Yeah, because no volume. I didn't have the volume. I was. My food wholesale business was about £1 million, £1.5 million when I was doing it on my own. Buying Cafe Deli is literally overnight turning it into a £15 million business. Is now starts to get exciting. You just need so much volume because people buy on price. All these pubs, all these cafes, all these restaurants have got such slim margins. Increasing national insurance, increasing business rates, VAT. They're just about getting by, so they want to buy on price so they can survive, and they want to. They're time poor. Anyone in hospitality, really time poor, and so if it was my business, I would be thinking, right, this is my alcohol-free department. What other food services businesses could I buy, and to wrap it all in so that I can, dilute my transportation costs, dilute my overhead costs, so I can become much bigger, much quicker. And that might mean
that really was one of the questions for you, James. I mean, I've long admired the way at which you have put businesses together that make sense, and that's the bit for me that I'm just struggling with that whole. I am the route to market for so many people. I also I aggregate the one non-alc from a regular brewer, so that the pubs can buy a massive range of product from me with just one simple click. Because I'm just I've got an online trade portal, and they can do all that kind of stuff.
I had all that. I had all that simple click stuff, but it was still too difficult. Well, you can't stop people from going to supermarkets, high streets. Come to the high street. We've got so much better customer service than Tesco's and Sainsbury's and Costco and big. You just can't. Human beings want price range and convenience, and it's very hard to break their habit to bring them over to you. If it was easy, you've been going 4 years. You're doing 20 grand a month. Why aren't you doing 3 million a month?
Well, exactly. Yeah, and that's the. And that's the.
And I'm talking from personal experience here.
Yeah.
I think, out of all the things that I've done, food and beverage, being a food entrepreneur or a beverage entrepreneur selling artisan products is one of the most complicated sectors and models I've come across. It just is.
Yeah.
I mean, doing markets, doing food stalls, that all helps. People are in a mood then, they're in that sort of feeling of, we want to buy independent, but, and it feels good. It's a day out. It's a leisure thing, but
I've knocked them on the head.
I hard work. Is that why you knocked them on the
head? It was just, I'm focused on B2B now. I supply pub chains, restaurants, hotels. I supply some 5-star luxury hotels up in North Yorkshire, and supplying, for instance, the Food and Drink Festival that I used to do for the first 2 years. I now supply their bar with a number of kegs and cans for every show. I make more money doing that than I ever did standing behind a table trying to flog them to Mr. and Mrs. Public.
Yeah. But wholesale, you only make money, you've got much slimmer margins. What GPs do you work to?
20.
I mean, let's see. I mean, you need to do serious volume. Out of that 20% GP, you got to pay for the rent, you got to pay for marketing, you got to pay for the business rates, all, and then you think, God, bloody hell. I mean, if you did £1 million turnover, you'd need a big warehouse, you need lots of business rates, you might make 40,000 profit out of £1 million.
Yeah, I know.
If you're lucky, that's why it needs to be 10 million quid. And as you grow, you'll see that 20%. I mean, a lot of them are working to lower than 20% gross profit. Yeah, so I mean, like a brakes, those Matthew Clarks, and they will be working to slithers of margins and running all those trucks, all those warehouses. Wastage is a thing as well. So if you can't do volume, it's going to be very difficult to make money.
Oh yeah. I mean, you've just hit on one of the things that really is a problem for me with so many SKUs. Is wastage, is dates, because there's no alcohol in the product. The risk I have in a lot of instances is stuff goes out of date, and that is a problem.
Yeah, and that's so. Think about why is it not easy for you to do? I'm asking it. Why is it not easy for you to do $1 million a month right now?
It's route to market. It is the ability to break into the pubs, the bars, the restaurants, the hotels. I mean, I got to
get that. No, I get that, and I agree. But why?
Well, because take for instance, there's 55 hotels just becoming independent from Marriott. In fact, on Friday of this week, and you try and get to the decision maker. Try and get to the person who will say, yes, I will buy some of that. It's soul destroying to go around and talk to F&B managers, you talk to bar managers, you present, you do the sampling, and then they say, oh yeah, but Tony's got to say yes.
Yeah, well, welcome to business, welcome to entrepreneurship.
Well, of course, yeah. I mean, I'm 62 years old. I've been doing it for a long time. I know the challenges, otherwise I wouldn't have done it. The issue is that when you asked why am I not doing that, and also the market is still really in its infancy. I said earlier on it's set for great growth.
But let's look at that price range and convenience. Really is the every psychologist has worked this out. This is what makes people buy. Your price. Are you the most competitive in the market?
Yes.
Or do you have a unique proposition that allows you to be a premium brand? Very rarely in wholesale, that's not the case. People don't care.
No, with most of the higher selling product, I've negotiated to the point at which I can sell at the producer's direct trade price.
Okay.
So
we are agreeing that it's a commoditized business.
Yeah, potentially. Well, no, because like JB was saying earlier about his Peroni Zero, I'd love to, and JB, after this, I'd love to send you a sample of some amazing stuff that I sell. I'll send you down a mixed case. And the product, the issue, and going back to this cartel issue and the blue label product, is people think Peroni Zero is the best they're going to get. And it's just not. There's so many more other things out there. And that's why the market itself is still in its infancy. And that's the piece that the consumer pull through is still not there. You don't get many people walking into a bar and saying, what's your choice of alcohol-free on draft? Because they don't expect to see it.
That's down to the bars and marketing and resource.
Yeah, and the brand owner. Yeah, so all I can be is the route to market for when they finally realise that actually the footfall driver that is draft alcohol-free is a phenomenal addition to their menu. And at that point, I can sell as competitively as anybody else.
Okay, but so your prices are competitive, yes?
Yep.
And they're competitive because other people will be trying to sell it at similar prices to you, if not better, yeah?
Well, there's nobody else selling it. I'm the only one in the UK. Apart from the producers themselves,
but
there's
you don't
nobody
have
else
a brand at the marketplace that's your own, that it's other people's brands.
No, I don't make anything. I wouldn't know how to brew a beer if my life depended upon it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to, break down and I want you to succeed and have loads of money. I'm just trying to, why after 4 years, why is, the bank account not brimming to the seams, yeah? So it is a price-led marketplace because, your customers are struggling at the moment. Anyone in hospitality and leisure, not having it off. So they want to buy the most, and they're time poor at the moment. They're fed up. They're working so hard. They've just been bashed on the head with national insurance contribution rises. So it's a price-led business. Range. People come to you. they have a big range. You think you have the biggest range in the country for this sector?
Definitely. Yeah,
so
definitely.
It's a niche product. So we've got range. Convenience. Is it convenient to add another supplier to the mix? Now, I talk to all my teams and business owners that are in hospitality and leisure. I'm speaking to some of the biggest holiday park chains in the country. Big business is always looking to streamline their suppliers. Mm-hmm. Rather than 20 suppliers, they want 5. So maybe the thing is to do is go to food wholesale businesses or drinks wholesaler businesses and try and work with them.
Well, indeed, yeah. I mean, I at NR&B, I talked to some of your colleagues from Cafe Deli for exactly that reason. Yeah. In terms of what you were saying about streamlining, I've invested in becoming a supplier through Procure Wizard and Caternet.
Yep.
Both of which are the hotel platforms. So it's totally streamlined through those 2 platforms. I'm not going independently and saying, can I open an account? I simply go, can you get your accounts department to onboard me through Procure Wizard?
But I mean, there is other things you can do. Like you could get into a hotel and say, look, if you really like this, where'd you buy all your stuff from? Oh, Brakes. You can get them to tell Brakes to put you as a line on there. They would only then, but that would be a good chance of getting into some of these bigger things because then they will stock your stuff.
But that's it. So 2 years ago, I exhibited at the Lakes Hospitality Show. I had Haven Holiday Park, so they were very interested in my wine, and they buy through Brakes. So try and get the right person in Brakes to actually range you.
I'm telling you because I've done it before and I know this. So Haven tell Brakes they want to store your stuff, and then it's certainly at that level. Then it's up to Haven to tell Brakes. Because I've had that before I used to spend £1.5 million a year with Brakes. If I tell Brakes to store a line, then they will do it and they will reach out and do a deal with you. But it has to be the customer telling Brakes, and they will absolutely do that. Friars Pride do that with ice cream for a big chain of fish and chip shops that we supply. They will tell them directly to list Rossi, and it will only be listed for them. But it's a little way of trying to get into these bigger people. So it's your relationship with Haven to get them to tell Brakes to list it, and they would absolutely do it for a customer that's spending tens of millions a year with them. Yeah,
and that's certainly the challenge of trying to get it, and then obviously
it's not a challenge. I'm telling you that if you have that relationship with with Haven will tell Brakes, then Brakes will list it.
Okay.
And it's called an authorised buying line for that one customer. Then, over time you work with Brakes, then you might get full range with Brakes. So that's a good way of trying to break in. The other thing is talk to purchasing groups, someone like Regency Purchasing. Go and meet the owners of these buying groups, because then they might be able to list you and go out there and market you. How many buying groups have you met in the last few years?
I've met a couple. I haven't had any success, but Regency is definitely one that I haven't tried.
Yeah, I mean, they're one of the biggest in the country. They're owned by Compass now.
Yeah. Well, I've got in. I've been working with them. I've been trying to get into Compass for oil rigs, because oil rigs don't have any alcohol.
But maybe sometimes is to find the captains of a smaller part of a big department. What I've just told you, there's a couple of strategies of how to get into the right people. That's why I've bought companies, it got me contracts. I bought, we supply Haven. Haven spend millions of pounds a year with me. I know some of the best people at Havens. We bought a company that had a loose contract with Haven, and then we slowly worked it into, quite a behemoth. Same with Butlins. We also supply centre bars. These things take time, but you have to focus to get them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just trying to. I think this is a difficult sector because I've been in it. I think you can tell by the way of because I know it's bloody hard.
Oh, for sure, no question about it. But it's a growth sector, and where alcohol free will be in 10 years' time, when Gen Z are parents themselves, it'll be
But
it'll be.
I don't think anyone disagrees like that. Driverless car are going to be a big thing. I know, absolutely. But think about price range and convenience. How is it convenient for your customer to buy you, and how are you going to break through? I did it by buying a big food services company, and I'm looking at buying another 3 or 4. So I have nationwide distribution. Maybe even talk to reach out to my team at Cafe Deli. I don't know about. I don't do any of the buying, but say you've been on my podcast, they'll definitely talk to you.
Yeah, for sure.
There's lots of food wholesale businesses. Maybe you need to do some good old fashioned direct mail to get in front of them.
Yeah.
How many personalised packages are you sending out each week to? Cafe Deli must get 15 samples a week, proper samples with letters and stuff. And, those people, we do look at them. We might only say to 3 or 4 new suppliers a year, but, they are doing that.
Yeah. Well, I'll touch base again with Mark Tierney.
Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah. He's not the buyer, but he absolutely knows who the buying team are, and he's very senior within that Cafe Deli well, and I'm sure he'll give you the time of day.
Yeah. No, I met him at NR&B last year when I was exhibiting there. Yeah. So I'll give him a shout.
Good stuff. Right, what's next, JB? Is there anything I've missed?
No, I think that covers a lot of it, because the second biggest challenge was do I keep up a consumer business or just go B2B? I think we've covered that off.
Wait, can I just say that if I had this business, I would keep the B2C stuff going. I reckon you could do personalised hampers on Father's Day, do a Facebook ad campaign. So let me just finish. Facebook ad campaign to non-drinkers, and reach out to like Alcohol Anonymous, and work with those niche communities.
They are powerful. We used to do a podcast for a brand called 1 Year No Beer, and they've got like 1 million followers across all of their different platforms. And they are, again, they're not Alcoholics Anonymous, and they're advocating for a healthier lifestyle rather than moving away from alcohol dependency. But there's lots of those out there, and there's a lot of like alcohol-free podcasts if you look in the health and fitness category. So there's
all of that,
communities.
I reckon to be fair, I reckon you could do $100,000 a month on B2C stuff.
The other thing you could do,
well, I'm just backing the consumer business into Shopify. I've been on WooCommerce since the start.
You don't want to hear this, but it's probably an ads game that gets you going, and you.
For sure. But it's also the rigidity of the platform. Sadly, I found WooCommerce and WordPress just not the best platform.
I'm a big fan of Shopify. I've made a video that I wasn't paid to make saying how good Shopify is, because I do think it's a great product that can scale. But what's good, I think, there's riches in niches, and this still is a niche at the moment. It won't be a niche in 5 years. It will become commoditized for the consumer market. It's still at the hockey stick, like you say. I do agree with that, but you might need to spend £1,000 a day on ads. But they might come back to you, and you look at lifetime value. Are they going to spend 50 grand a year over the next lifetime with me? And is it going to cost me £100 an ads to get a sale? But they keep buying and buying and buying. But can you fund that is the big question.
Do you know what I'd do as well? Is I'd reach out to some of those alcohol-free podcasts, and I would do an affiliate deal with them.
Absolutely.
So whilst
I've done a few. So the Sober Butterfly Collective, I have an affiliate deal with Sober Butterfly Collective.
And does that work?
Yeah. Not huge amounts.
How much?
A lot of the sober community. There's difference between somebody in recovery to somebody who is sober or sober curious. Anybody in recovery tends not to drink anything like I sell, because it's the potential trigger backwards, whereas sober curious and sober community will go forward with alcohol-free drinks. So there are a few distinctions in that.
Yeah, I'd reach out to some of those podcasts and do, especially when you've got the B2C website working better than it is at the moment, and just reach out to them. Because the thing is, you probably haven't got the money to go on to, Rich Roll's podcast, but, getting onto a placement on Rich Roll's podcast or Tim Ferriss or one of those, or Andrew Huberman or whoever, that could be a potential game changer for the entire company. But if you haven't got the budget to do it, then reach out to them and say, we could, I'm happy to give you a 10% affiliate kickback. And act like a sponsor, because a lot of these podcasts, they've only got small audiences anyway. So if they're getting paid on a CPM, so based on how many thousands of people listen, they probably wouldn't make that much, but they could make more with you as an affiliate. So I would pitch that concept to a bunch.
That's a great shout, JB. Thanks.
Right, there was one more question. Third biggest challenge: getting to the decision makers of B2B sales situation, like F&B managers of hotels. We've covered that, definitely. Any other final questions? Because I think we've covered all your questions.
I just think the question really for James is about exit strategy. At what point do you start thinking of exit strategy? Do you just... It's a question that I get asked. Being 62, do I look at... I always had a 10-year plan. By my 70th birthday, I will either have sold it, floated it, or leave it for my kids. My son works for me full time. But it was a question to James about exit strategies.
Well, when you want to exit your business when it's a commercially profitable enterprise that works without you in it. Otherwise, you're just handing over a challenge or a problem for someone, or you're trying to sell a job. And you don't.
Yeah, okay, that's a good shout.
So you need to make sure that there's management in place, it's profitable, and all of this good stuff. That's what needs to happen. It needs to work without you in it to get maximum value. That's the exit strategy. So,
that's good advice. I like that. Yeah. Okay. Well, that then becomes the goal for the next 8 years. For when I can play golf all the time, then it'll be time to exit.
Good stuff. Right. Where can people find out more information if they would like to do so, my friends? So we can send
simply alcoholfreedrinks.co.uk.
Alcohol-free drinks.
And on there's a become a stockist area as well. So, or they can simply drop me a mail, andy@alcoholfreedrinks.co.uk.
Brilliant stuff. Thank you, Andy, for being on the podcast. We very much appreciate your time and good luck with all your ventures.
Really appreciate it.
Listen, Andy, I feel like I've not been my usual, give you loads of positive, and I just want you to know I'm willing you on. I want you to, smash it, do really well, but I think it's really difficult, and I found it very difficult when I was building up my food service business, and that's why I think the smart thing to do is, you need to be part of a bigger thing, because you need volume. You need volume in distribution. You need volume in product. You need fiscal firepower to go and buy the stuff, store the stuff. People owe you money. It's difficult, and I just want you to know you're going with love from me.
Thank you. Appreciate that, James. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much for being on the pod, Andy. We wish you well.
All the best. Cheers everybody.
Mate. Bye now. What a lovely fella, Andy, all the way from alcoholfreedrinks.co.uk. Go and check them out. The range of stuff they've got, by the way, looks delicious.
I wouldn't. He wants to give up on the B2C stuff. I mean, I think specialist stuff, does do well on B2C. It takes time, but yeah, he should be on a podcast. There's a lot of opportunity in B2C.
Yes.
Everyone thinks a B2B gives you the volume. I think
still hard to get through the door though, isn't it?
Yeah, really hard.
I'll go on LinkedIn. I sent some DMs. Okay, cool. Good luck.
And then we mustn't forget about customer concentration. He gets one pub chain over. Do you imagine this when you watch this as well? Remind me of his name again. Sorry,
Andy.
Yeah, Andy. You get a big pub chain over, and they might end up spending $50,000 a month with you, and they won't pay you for 60 days. On 20% margins, you have then got to fund all that stock.
Yeah.
I've been there, mate. It ain't fun, that.
Yeah.
And then customer concentration can really kill businesses. So, a little bit of money from a lot of people a lot of the time. But, imagine if he's getting £2,000 a day worth of B2C orders. And in niche places, this works.
Yeah.
It really does.
Also, I think people are proud of this, like alcohol-free status. Like a lot of people will, whenever I find one, because I know that a lot of people look for this stuff, I like take a photo of it, stick on Instagram. This is a beautiful beer, especially if it's like little breweries or chains, or if there's a pub chain that will has it on draft or whatever, I will tell other people about it. So I think you could actually get semi-virality with this, but you just need to be doing it in the right way. Right, let's do this. It's time for James Sinclair's 8 Traits of the Greats. It's the point of the show where award-winning entrepreneur James Sinclair
Starting with the end in
Hang
mind.
on, I've not finished my big up. For goodness sake. I'm not doing it now. No, I'm not doing it.
Sorry, did you take that? Did you speak to Janky, Stevie? Yeah, good. Okay.
Are we doing phone calls in the midst of broadcasting genius?
Well, I left my phone on loud. Very unprofessional of me. Okay, number 1, starting with the end in mind. Are we going yes or no?
Nope.
No, JB. Passionate about their cause. He's getting that.
You crazy. He loves it.
Untold amounts of resilience. I think he's got that as well.
Sounds like it to me.
They master relationships with people. Not enough.
No,
because he hasn't got the customers, has he?
You should watch old producer Stevie over there. She is giving some very visual cues. Going, no, fine. So it's three-way
commercial
split.
awareness.
No.
They innovate so they don't evaporate. I think we can give him that. He's innovating in a place that.
Okay.
Yay or nay?
What do you reckon, producer Stevie? She's saying yes.
Yeah. They're master marketeers.
No.
I mean, he says he's a marketeer. I don't think he's a marketeer.
Quite
Stay teacher, one curious.
Oh, yeah,
yes.
got that one.
Okay, it's time for the big song. That's a 4. That's our most regular score.
It's a knock at the door on the 4.
It's a 4. A few tweaks and they can have much more.
He's not stressed AF. He's just selling AF.
There we go.
Done.
I love that little song.
Do you? I'm glad.
Yeah. Okay, it's time for...
Oh, we've got time for the business quiz now as well. It's just packed with features, guys.
It's it's
On the
your
quiz's
turn to read it.
businessy, I will read it. Read it to you. Let's see who is better who.
Grazie.
Easy wizzy, let's get quizzy. Inside this quizzical envelope of doom, there is a quizzical question related to the subject or the sector of which we have just discussed upon the podcast. Today's quizzical question is, oh, look at these happy faces. Having a little drink, having a little smile, aren't they? What percentage of total pub drink sales in the UK were alcohol-free options in 2024? Does not include soft drinks. What percentage of the total pub drink sales in the UK were alcohol-free options in 2024? It's very difficult to read that back to front when you've not looked at it the right
Basically,
way.
just for clarity, not including soft drinks. That's not including ginger ale, my favourite, appetizers, Coca-Colas.
What percentage?
I think it's very low.
I think it's going to be low.
Because you go to a pub, you're not going there for an alcohol drink, are you? Alcohol-free drink.
Oh, I do these days. I tell you what, after we
When do you go? Only if you're made to go. You're not going, I'm going down the pub on a Friday.
No. I don't. Oh, we've got. I wish I was still drunk because we've got 3 amazing pubs, all within like a 5-minute walking distance. Back in the day, that would have been me all night, like laters. I'm gone. Finish work at 7 and go for a drink. Come
How often
on,
do you
now.
go to the pub, Stevie?
Hardly ever.
Hardly ever.
It's sad, isn't it?
With a big group of friends, yeah. But I wouldn't just pop down there with James or Mum or someone like that.
Yeah, it's sad that, isn't
I would
it?
go for a drink with your mum. Not in a weird way. I just think she's a lovely woman.
What about, do you go to pubs? I'm mainly to eat.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, me too.
I love a pub. I love a bit of pub grub.
Yeah, pub grub.
Oh, I love pub grub. I'd rather go pub grub than a posh fancy restaurant.
Me too.
No, it's like the white collar thing, and they do the beans with 2 spoons. Like, just give me the beans, man. Don't need it served up with spoons. Come on then, what you got?
Do you know, I've got 5%.
5 for 5. I see what he's done. He's hedged because if it's in higher, he go, oh no, I meant 5 plus 5 plus 5 equals 15. I've got 11. I'm so convinced I've got bubble writing. Looks like 2 giant fish fingers.
Go on then, what's the answer?
Oh, I don't know. I've got the thing here. Haven't I? Sorry about that. And the answer is, drum roll, please. Flippity flip. 7.5%. James Sinclair once again, 7.5%. 43% of 18 to 24-year-olds in the UK describe themselves as teetotal in 2024. Around 30 pints of alcohol-free beer are sold per day. Hang on. Around 30... Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't finish reading this sentence. My bad, Stevie. I shouldn't have even questioned it. Around 30 pints of alcohol-free beer are sold per day in a UK city pub. It's not very much, is it? In 2024, an estimated £145 million in total revenue was generated in UK pubs from alcohol-free drinks. So there you go. Hey, that's an interesting fact, though, isn't it? That's an interesting statistic. That was a great
thinking
stat.
about that.
The fact that quick, Stevie, I'm filling for time. Come on, Stevie. She's on. Don't show your face on camera. Oh my God, Stevie! Everybody, she's been revealed like the Stig. So the total market in UK pubs is only 145 million. That's not a lot to go after, is it?
At the moment, it is increasing, isn't it?
But you talk about easy, difficult.
It's difficult.
This is difficult, isn't it?
Difficult.
Deadly difficult.
I really feel for him. I think it's tough.
That is tough.
Well, there you go, gang. If you've loved the podcast, a couple of things. I'm running Business Masterclass in London. It's a big 2-day event for entrepreneurs and business owners that are serious about growing their business. If you want to find out how to raise finance, buy companies, commercial property, any sort of property, in fact, and take your business to the next level, make your businesses as profitable as possible. That's what Business Masterclass does. Live in London. Buy your tickets before the price goes up on my website, jamessinclair.net.
That's got to be thousands, isn't it? Tens of thousands. How much is that to go to that? It's got to be tens of thousands.
A few hundred quid.
You're having a laugh, aren't you?
How much are the tickets at the moment for 2 days in London? I think we include lunch as well. What is it, Stevie, roughly?
£499.
Get out of here. How's anyone even making any money? Where's your margin in that?
I tell you now, hiring a big room in London is not cheap.
I'm surprised you're not buying a big room in London. You're doing
I thought about it.
Of course you did.
The other thing is
I thought about buying the ILEC, but I couldn't. So I'm not.
Well, and that's how I couldn't. I'll find a way if I needed to.
Here he goes.
Hey, gang. Now, listen, this is the big thing. We want to get the best guests on. We want to get the most listeners to our podcast. And the way you can help us do that is to massage the subscribe button. When you massage the subscribe button, just a little massage over the notification bell. Just go, tap, tap, tap. It's completely free for you to do, but it means that we get access to better guests when I interview billionaires, and you can swipe and apply all their ideas. And we're putting, a little selection of those into the shows right now. So, please, wherever you're watching your podcast, give us a review. Give us a subscribe. It helps more than you know. Please, please, please. Thank you.
We also really like it when people get involved in the comments. So if you've got some advice for Andy, today's guest, feel free to chuck it into the comments. If you know someone who's looking for alcohol-free supplies, help support each other. This is the number one podcast in the United Kingdom for genuine, actionable entrepreneurship, I would say.
And the other thing is,
I've got no facts to back that up, by the way. I'm just making up a nice statistic.
If you do have a good fact or a good, interesting quote, please message it to either one of us and we'll try and get you mentioned on the pod.
Absolutely. Right. Is that it?
That's it, baby. Yeah.
We'll see you on the next one. Cheers for your
Bye.